Well, welcome, fellow recovering traditionalists, to episode 226, The Pendulum Problem We Have in Math Education. Okay, I want you to picture two teachers. Teacher one runs a tight ship that I do, we do, you do. Here's the procedure, watch me model it. Now you try it exactly that way. Now, teacher two runs the opposite type of room. Here's an open math problem. Go figure it out any way you can. I'm not going to help you. I want you to figure it out any way that works for you. Both of these teachers think they're doing the right thing. Both of them are at opposite ends of a pendulum swing that's been happening in math education. And I personally have been both of those teachers. I started out being a very traditional math teacher and then went the complete opposite of giving students an open-ended problem and letting them figure it out. Hence my name, the Recovering Traditionalist. For the past 15 plus years, I've been focusing on helping educators move towards the open-ended, conceptual understanding, flexibility, focus, discovery style of teaching. But what I've seen is that maybe it's gone a little too far. Welcome to Build Math Minds, where fidelity to your students is greater than fidelity to your textbook. I'm your host, Christina Tonnevold, the Recovering Traditionalist and BuildMathMinds.com founder, where my mission is to change the way we teach elementary math to our kiddos. So, are you ready to start building math minds and not just creating calculators? Let's get started. So, I've been interviewing some of my favorite math educators to learn from for a new type of summit that's going to be released August 10th, 11th, 12th. Before I started interviewing them, I had named the summit From Memorization to Thinking, a math summit for elementary educators. Now, I thought it would be a summit about helping teachers move away from memorization to more thinking in mathematics, which it is, but it's also so much more. As I was talking to the presenters for this summit, I noticed something I wasn't expecting going in. I didn't set out to make this a theme, but over and over, in totally separate conversations with people who've never talked to each other about this, the same idea kept surfacing. The pendulum with math education needs to stop swinging from memorization to thinking, because soon the pendulum will swing right back. We get tired of that rote memorization, and we realized it wasn't the best thing for students. So we swung really hard towards thinking and discovering. And then maybe that swing has gone too far, where kids are given a task and they're just left to flounder with no structure at all. And now there's this backlash building, and the fear, and it's a real fear, is that the pendulum is not going to stop at a good balanced middle, and that it's going to find its way all the way back to the let me just tell you exactly what to do, back to memorization and back to drill. I don't want that. I don't think you want that. And neither does anyone that I talk to for this summit. So let me walk through a few of the places that this showed up when I was chatting with the presenters. This is just a few of them. Sarah Schaefer talked about this in terms of balance, not structure versus freedom. We need both at the same time. A lesson needs structure. It needs some kind of skeleton, something to hold on to. But it also needs some freedom. It needs some flex. We can't be rigid about hitting every single part of the lesson plan, no matter what's actually happening in the classroom. Then Mike Flynn came at it from the strategy side. For a long time, math class had one right way to solve a problem, typically the textbook's way. So the pendulum swung towards any way that you can solve it is totally fine, as long as you have one way to solve it. And that's true to a point. But If that's the whole story, that's all we ever get to, kids never build efficiency and flexible strategy use. They really only still have one way to do it. Real fluency isn't just, I got an answer somehow. It's accuracy, efficiency, and flexibility, all three together. And then when I was chatting with Becky Lord, she talked about this same swing, but from a different angle. And that angle was on practice. We've moved away from drill and flashcards because we wanted that real conceptual understanding. And that is a good move. We're headed in that's a good direction to head to. But somewhere in that swing, practice itself got treated like a dirty word. And now we don't want that swing to go back because we worry that we're going to lose that conceptual understanding piece entirely in the process. And instead, we just need to add practice back in alongside with that conceptual understanding and find a middle ground. Kevin Dykema, who's a past NCTM president, framed this pendulum swing as kind of a timing question, which I think was the clearest way to think about it. You let kids make sense of something first, notice patterns, try things out, and then bring in the vocabulary and the procedure, not before it. The pendulum swinging back to, let me tell you what to do, kid, skips all the sense-making steps completely. And that's the part that we can't afford to lose. And then Zach Champagne pointed out that even the build your own curriculum from scratch was itself a pendulum swing. It was a reaction to really bad materials. But now that better instructional materials exist, the real conversation isn't, do we trust the curriculum or not? It's how do we use it? How do we adapt it to still leave room for curiosity in the math class? So here's what I kept coming back to. Every one of these people is describing the same thing, but from a different seat, from a different viewpoint, perspective. But what they all land on independently is that the goal was never pick a side. The goal was figuring out how to get that pendulum to actually find some middle ground that makes sense. Structure and flexibility, strategy and freedom, practice and understanding, they all need to work together. And that's not just one session at the summit. It was the whole thing. We have a theme each day, think, share, connect, because we need all three of those to help build thinking in a classroom. And every day you're going to hear different presenters wrestling with their own version of getting that pendulum to stop swinging. So if this idea landed with you even a little bit, I'd love for you to come sit in and listen to these full conversations that I got to have with some amazing educators. The registration is free, but like I said, this is a whole new style of summit. Free registration gives you 24 hours to watch the sessions for that day. All sessions for each day will get released at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and you have until 7 a.m. Pacific time the next day to watch them. Then the next day's sessions will get released. If you want to make sure that you can come back and watch and rewatch, and I know you will want to, then grab the Lifetime Access Pass. Yep, you heard that right. It is lifetime access. We want all of you coming back, revisiting these ideas year after year to stop that pendulum from swinging because it happens all the time in education. So when you go to the registration page, you can do the free one, but you'll also see a price for the lifetime access on that registration page that will be the lowest price that you will see to purchase that lifetime access. So if you are even a little interested and think you want to come back, go grab that lifetime access. It's like the price of a meal out. Well, not even a meal out for my family. It's like half of a meal out. And you will get this knowledge to come back to year after year, day after day, week after week, whenever you want to come visit. The lifetime access gives you access to all 3 days. So you don't have to buy one for every day. It's all 3 days. Plus, I'm doing a live session every day to kind of wrap things up. And you'll get an implementation guide. This guide is not a fill-in-the-blank workbook. It is a summary of the amazing ideas each presenter shared, along with action items that will help you stop that pendulum swinging from memorization to thinking and land somewhere in the middle, along with lots of other things that this is only the first podcast episode giving you a little preview. So go to buildmathminds.com/thinking-summit to register. Again, that's buildmathminds.com/thinking-summit. I'll also put the link in the show notes and description as well. So, my fellow recovering traditionalists, I hope that you will come join me at the Summer Summit to build your math mind so we can build the math minds of students this coming year and every year beyond, because you're going to have that lifetime access. So you'll get to come back and rewatch and re-energize yourself every single year. This episode is brought to you by the Build Math Minds PD site. If you're an elementary math coach or instructional coach and you love this episode, well, you need to come check us out. Whether you're supporting teachers with number sense, helping them move beyond worksheets, or trying to shift mindsets about what math teaching should look like, we've got the PD you need right at your fingertips. Learn more at buildmathminds.com/BMM.